Am I live? I think so. The thing clicked over. It's always weird streaming on YouTube because I can never figure it out. There's not really anything to figure out, all things considered, but it's just confusing. We're live, baby. 300 sub special. I don't know, it feels kind of silly celebrating it, but it's cool because I didn't expect to hit this fast, I guess. But yeah, I wanted to do a stream on YouTube just because of all the subs coming in and the recent spike in views on the SpongeBob video. So I wanted to just do a little stream pop in for a little bit and say hi. But yeah, I just wanted to pop in and chat for a little bit, and then this will be posted on the second channel later on. Also, for those who don't know, I have a second channel. Is there a way to put it in the description? No. Twitch is so much easier. Hey, there it is. Oh, that's so helpful, the new handle thing. I don't even need to go to the channel and copy the link and put it in the description. I can just put second channel and then do @TheDarkWolfShow too. That's so handy. And plus, in doing that, I found that there's a channel called Not The Dark Wolf Show, which I think is technically the old channel when it was reinstated, but without any of the videos and none of the subscribers or anything. I don't know. Let's go to YouTube /@not The Dark Wolf Show. Would that work? No. I'd just have to search, do it by channel. But I'll post that in the description. So if you refresh, it should be there, I believe. Yes, and then if you just click on the @TheDarkWolfShow thing, and it'll bring you right there. Welcome to my YouTube tutorial. But yeah, let's see what this Not The Dark Wolf Show thing is, because I don't think there's anything. Channel doesn't pop up. Well, because it doesn't exist. But yeah, anyway, like I said, I just wanted to pop in for a little bit, chat a little bit, say thanks for 300 subscribers, and like I mentioned at the top of this, what was I gonna say? But yeah, thanks for 300. I didn't expect to hit it this year. My goal was, I think it was around last November. I wrote down goals and stuff for things I kind of wanted to accomplish this year. I think I have them in this notebook, I believe. I'll be secretive because I have secret project stuff in here. There's secret project stuff, and as well as personal journal stuff. Both of which I don't want to accidentally show. Oh, where is it? Oh, there it is. I'm just double checking over and over to make sure I don't have it. But yeah, so I had active and passive goals on here. I didn't really do any of the active goals, but the active goals were upload 2 videos a month, I was close. Sure. Because I've uploaded, what, 6 videos this year? But all of them pretty good. Aside from the first one was a bit of a clunker. Because the actual video itself, I think, was like the actual scripted thing was like a minute and a half. And then the other minute and a half, I think, was some sort of promotion thing. I can't remember. But yeah, it was a very video. And then stream 3 times a week. There was 2 months I didn't I didn't stream on Twitch. But oh well. Create content for second channel once a month. I just started doing that. Cuz over on Twitch, I kind of changed the way I do stuff where it's kind of more of a segmented type of thing. And I post VODs over there for those who don't know, as I mentioned. But I post the stream VODs on that, and I started posting kind of stream highlighty type things. A lot of them, like the Taylor Hawkins tribute one, which I think I posted. That's either the most recent thing on the second channel, or there's one thing before that, but it might be, yeah. So I posted the Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion VOD, and then right before that I posted the Hawkins tribute before that. But yeah, so a lot of times it'll end up being kind of just chop the beginning and the end, and then just kind of put it out like that, and kind of cut out some of the pauses and stuff like that to make it just kind of flow better. But a lot of times it's still just kind of uncut. But sometimes if there's something that I feel would deem like being better, kind of just edit it down, like the old people Facebook over video I posted there, then it'll be like that. But yeah. And when this is posted, this will just be the whole thing. Because there's certain VODs that'll end up being the full thing, and there's certain ones where I'll take things out and then post those separately, but it'll still be in the full VOD. So it's kind of almost redundant a little bit, but oh well. Deal with it. Skip over that part. But yeah, and then there was a 4th goal, but I can't say because it has to do with the secret project. And then passive goals, reach 275 subscribers. We did that. And then the second one was get 60% retention. But it didn't happen. Not yet. But yeah, I doubt. I don't know. Trying to get retention up is something I struggle with. It's better. The last couple of videos have been pretty decent. The SpongeBob video in particular, the new one, that in particular has been a lot, has been good. That is pretty much consistent all the way through. Because you can, for those who don't upload YouTube videos, there's 2 ways you can look at audience retention. There's 2 kind of different ways. It's kind of when people start kind of dropping off, and it's more of like a percentage thing. But then there's also relative retention, and sees, I think, kind of how it kind of averages everything, and then it kind of just shows like where the peaks and valleys are. But on the SpongeBob video, it's more or less just a straight line across, which was cool to see. And also, that video kind of blew up out of nowhere, and it's nearing, it's not quite, I think it's around, yeah, it's at 8,000 views right now. But soon enough, if it keeps on this trajectory, it'll be at 10,000 views. And I think with everything on the old channel, I think even now it's my most viewed video I've posted on the internet. Because I think the most popular video on the old channel was around, I think, 6,000 or something like that. Somewhere in and around there. I think 6,000 maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I noticed that, I don't remember when it was, but it was within the last month at least. I I noticed that the new SpongeBob video was it kind of shot up, and it was the third most popular video on the channel for a while. It was the second most popular video for a while, and then it overtook the original SpongeBob video, and I was like, whoa. Because I didn't expect. I just posted it because I was like, I should probably do some sort of follow up to the SpongeBob video, and it's tough talking about it because and kind of differentiating them, because I just called both the SpongeBob video, because that's kind of how I talk about my videos, just kind of to myself and talking to other people about it too, I guess. Like I'll say like the Scooby-Doo video, the reboot video, the North Dakota video, the Metallica vs. Napster video, stuff like that. I'll just say whatever the subject is video. I won't say like North Dakota stereotypes debunked, or I watch a SpongeBob episode from every season, blah blah blah, stuff like that. I don't say like the title of the video. I just say the SpongeBob video, and it kind of gets confusing since now there's two. But oh well, it's like I have twins and I can't tell two apart when I say the name. Disregard me. But yeah, anyway. Where's I going with that? I don't know, that video just shot up kind of out of nowhere a little bit. Because I was looking at the analytics for it not too long ago. And it was just kind of going along. And then all of a sudden there's just this huge spike in it, which is kind of funny to see. Can I show that? Because I don't know how ethical it is to show stuff like that. I'll zoom in and I'll hide some of the actual analytics and stuff like that. But I'll just show like the views and stuff. But yeah, this is how you can see the like how your views are doing over time. And this is like it says right here, it's since this video was posted. So it just kind of was going along. Oh wait, it kind of blew up kind of out of the gate. The first day was 19 views, then 60, then 93, and then kind of going along, and then just whoosh, and then it kind of petered out for like a couple months, or for about a month, and then all of a sudden within the last few days, or like the last week or whatever, it went from 2,800 views to then the next day 2,900, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now it's almost at 9,000 views, and it's wild shit. It's wild, because I didn't expect that when I made that video. I just was like, I haven't posted in 2 months or whatever it had been, and I was like, or no, I think at that point it was only about a month. I'm not sure. Let's see, May. Oh no, it was almost 2 months. But I was. And the funny thing is, with that video, I mentioned it in a Patreon video, which I have a Patreon for those who don't know. I haven't posted on there for a while, but doesn't matter because no one had joined it. But yeah, so anyway, I mentioned this in the Patreon video where I kind of did an edit breakdown of it, where I just kind of showed how I edited the video. I mentioned it in that, but I made the video on a bit of a time crunch. I don't remember when I recorded it, but I wanted it to go out. I wanted it to go out before it had officially been 2 months since I had posted a video, because since I'm looking at it right now, the Scooby-Doo video, which came out before the SpongeBob video, came out on May 18th, and then the SpongeBob video came out on July 13th. So and I wanted it to go out before it had officially hit 2 months. But the week I wanted it to go out, I was going to be gone on vacation. So before I had left, I had to get my schoolwork for that week done, because over the summer I still had college classes I was taking. I had to get that done. Um, that week's stuff done, so that then when we came back again on the following Friday, I think it was, um, it was the following Thursday or Friday, something like that, and then come home and then get that stuff done. Um, and so yeah, I had to get the video done, and granted, that wasn't a thing that I had to do, but it was something I wanted to, just to kind of still hold myself to a standard, kind of like with the new video. But I'll talk about that later. Um, but yeah, with the SpongeBob video, I had to get my schoolwork for the current week done, get the video done for the following week, and then get that make a thumbnail for it, schedule it, and all that. So I had to get that done, and then uh, and then yeah, and then the following day, I we were leaving, and I got the majority of that done, and I was up till like 5 a.m. I think working on it, and then I was like, um, but yeah. Yeah, and then also I learned that anxiety or stress or whatever can take a physical form. I learned that because it very much, not very much, but it did, because that day my arm, my left arm was, it felt like I had a sunburn, but I hadn't been out in the sun. But I wasn't like out in the sun like recently to where it could have been, and plus it was like the inside of my arm. I learned that I was like, man, weird, and it was kind of like under like my watch strap or whatever, my watch band, and I was like, maybe it's some sort of like rash or something, like a rash or something from my watch, or like some friction thing. Because it was kind of like more like on my upper forearm. Wait, which side's the upper? I don't know, but it was more near my wrist. And I was like, maybe that's what it is. And then I was just like, I was kind of dealing with it all day, but I was like, this is fucking weird. Why does my arm feel like it has a sunburn when I know I'm not sunburned? And then I Googled it, and then I was like, why does my arm feel like it has a sunburn when I'm not sunburned or something or along those lines. And then it said that like anxiety or stress or something can take a physical form, and this can be a symptom of it. And I was like, I'm anxious about this, like kind of not knowing whether I was going to get everything done in time and blah blah blah. But yeah, luckily I did. And then within like the next day or two, then the phantom sunburn went away. But over that day, once I Googled it, and I was like, oh, and I was just like, I was weird. I was like, I have this fake sunburn feeling, and I was just like, hopefully my fake sunburn goes away tomorrow, or whatever. But yeah, it was funny. Wow, congrats, Mr. Man. Thank you, Mafi Booze. Is that how you pronounce your name? Thank you. But yeah, that was odd. What was I gonna talk about? I was gonna I bookmarked. Oh, the new video. That was also made on a time crunch. The Zombievers video. That was also made on a time crunch because I had recorded it kind of in a different way to all the other commentary videos I had done in the past. Because for those, I would watch through the movie or whatever I was like reacting to. I'd watch the movie and I'd write the whole script out before, and then I'd just kind of go off the script. And some with like the Scooby Doo video, I didn't even have the movie pulled up. For Boogedy, I did. For Mr. Boogedy, I did. But for Scooby Doo, I just did everything just without it, and I just kind of played off of myself, I guess. I didn't even watch the clip or anything. But that was the same way I did the Zombievers when I re-recorded it, because I'd initially recorded it to where I had like the very beginning, and I had kind of the exposition all written out and explained. because I wanted to just try something different because I was kind of burned out a little bit, hence why I went nearly 3 months without posting. Um, but then I edited it, but then I was just like, this isn't as good as it could be. This will be a very, very lackluster way to come back after nearly 3 months. So I was like, I'm gonna I'm gonna actually write it out, and then I'm gonna re-record it. And I knew I wanted to get the video out last Monday on Halloween. I knew I wanted to, so then um I rewrote it the week prior, like that Monday or Tuesday or something, and I just kind of sat with it. I rewrote it fully on, I think, Monday. Then I sat with it on Tuesday, and I looked at it again on Wednesday, I think, and then I recorded it on Thursday, I think. I recorded it on that Wednesday or Thursday before Halloween, I believe, and then um I had got it all edited. Um, I got it all edited for Monday, and I was just like, man. But yeah, that was another one where I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna get this done, but it was relatively all done. And plus, me and Bobby, we were working on a secret project that day too. That Sunday before it went out, because I normally post videos on Wednesdays, but I wanted to post it on Halloween, and I was gonna post it the week before Halloween on that Wednesday, but then I got done editing the original recording, and then I was just like, this isn't good. This, I could very easily tell this isn't good. This doesn't feel like a Dark Wolf Show video. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna re-record it, and then I'm just gonna make it on a really tight turnaround. But I was able to do it, and I'm happy with the video. So that's all that matters. But yeah, so that's that. That's the update. An update on Secret Project for those who watch over on Twitch, and for anyone here who doesn't follow me on Twitch and enjoys watching streams like this, or just other Twitch streams, which Twitch streams are a lot like this, but there's also some gaming involved and just some other stuff. But this is just gonna be hanging out and chatting for the most part. And plus, I don't know how long I'm gonna go. Probably an hour, hour and a half, maybe. But yeah. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah. These are my like social media and stuff like that. Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. It's all the Dark Wolf Show. That's the beauty of having the and show on in your name. Because if I were just Dark Wolf, I wouldn't have my name on anything. But having a stupid name like the Dark Wolf Show, I'm lucky. Hey, hi General Bowser Gaming. How's it going? But yeah, it's weird streaming on YouTube because I don't know any of the names. On Twitch, people who pop in the stream, I know their names, but here, especially with all the new people that have subscribed and everything, it's weird not knowing anyone. It's like I'm in a new school. It's like second grade all over again. Hey, where was I going with that? I don't remember. I don't think I was going anywhere. But yeah, I stream over on Twitch if you enjoy watching streams and stuff like that. So, yeah. Also, something I noticed when we, I think we were around 270. I think it was at some point last week before we hit 300. I looked at the Twitch follower, the follow count over there, and for a while, Twitch was I have more followers on Twitch than subs on YouTube, which didn't bother me because I don't care about Twitch follows. All that matters really there is viewers. And then also you could argue subs too, but oh well. I don't really care. People don't sub often, but that's okay. I don't really care. But yeah, I looked and I think Twitch is at 230 something, and I happened to notice it and I was like, "Hey, YouTube passed Twitch again." Cool. Yeah, Twitch is at 233. But yeah, this is my Twitch page if anyone wants to hop on over there and give me a little sweet little follow. And if I can't convince you, let me from November of last year convince you.
Hi, I stream on here. Give me money. Sub with Twitch Prime, donate bits, do whatever you want. Follow, watch the streams, who knows? You can do that all. Okay, thanks for the money.
I've been watching that probably since I recorded it. I forgot I did it. And I also forgot that the angle on it was, give me money, please. That's funny. I love watching shit I did even then, that was like October, November. The only reason I know that is because I had a shaved head. But where was I lost my train of thought. I'm gonna get Alzheimer's when I get older. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I like when I watch something from a while ago and I forgot the majority of it, and then I it's just really funny. Like if I go back and like watch an old stream VOD or just an old video, and then I say something that's really funny, and I'm like, man, that's funny. Even sometimes it'll happen when I'm editing, because I will have just pretty much recorded it, and I'll start editing it like the next day or something like that, or maybe even the same day, depending on when I want to have it out. Like with the Zombievers video, after I re-recorded it, I started editing it that same day, which hasn't happened in a long time, but it was necessary to not post the Halloween special in November. But yeah, so anyway, but yeah, so it'll just happen and I'll be like, that is fucking funny. But yeah, kind of speaking of, I had this thought just before I started the stream. I kind of wanted to watch through my claim to fame. You can even call it that. But just kind of what I assume to be the reason the channel's kind of had the increase that it has. I wanted to watch through the SpongeBob video and just kind of have a communal thing and be like, look at this. But yeah, so we're gonna do that. Also, I haven't watched it probably since around the time it came out. Congrats on 300 subs. Thank you. I appreciate that. Also, sorry to hear about your dog. Hope everything looks better in the future. But yeah, so we're gonna watch this. The year is 1999, and a little marine biologist guy decides to make a TV show about a sponge. 20 years pass, and some teenager on the internet decides to make a video on YouTube saying the show wasn't good anymore. Well, I'm that teenager.
Yeah, it is.
I'm here to potentially put my foot in my own mouth because we're gonna answer the question once and for all: is SpongeBob even any good anymore? I don't know.
Oh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
So what I did is I went through. You know what bugs me? I don't think this is properly centered. I think it's a little off center. God damn it. That's the annoying thing about Premiere, because I edit in Premiere, Adobe Premiere, for those who don't know. But they don't have like a centering thing. It's just put it there and then you figure it out. They might. I haven't updated it since I think last year when I first downloaded it. But hey, not my fault.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
So what I did is I went through IMDb and found the highest rated episodes of each season of SpongeBob to use that as a representative for the season, because if even the best episode's shitty, it's probably all shitty. So as we all know, every SpongeBob episode's technically... I forgot about that. I forgot about that the in-between thing for each season. But yeah, I just wanted, for that part, I wanted to... I'm kind of just repeating the video on Patreon. But I wanted to have some sort of in-between thing. But yeah, that's really... I just wanted to mention that. I forgot about it and it's cool. I like that I use that specific music too. Good idea, me. 2 episodes, so the title's technically wrong, but I'm not changing it. I already made it. The first episode of this episode, Mr. Krabs waiting around for customers while SpongeBob and Patrick are playing a board game where you look for the Flying Dutchman's treasure. Mr. Krabs joins them and they end up playing all day and all night. Krabs is having a good time, but the other two are wiped and are tired and don't want to play anymore.
Mr. Krabs, I wanna go to bed!
The next morning, Mr. Krabs shows up with a pirate ship and... I remember editing that, and just that little thing when Mr. Krabs blinks or whatever. One of them blinks, and it's just that I found it really funny every time I'd watch it back. Just a little Mr. Krabs, I want to go to bed, and it's just silent, and then it cuts back to me talking. I'm like, that is so unintentionally funny, because I just happened to cut it that way, and I was like, I'm fucking keeping that. I could cut it to make it even more kind of a little faster pace and move along faster, but I was like, that's too funny to not cut. And tells them they can be real pirates. Or that's too funny to cut. They embark on their journey, but SpongeBob isn't up to Krabs' pirate standards and tells them to say arg, but that doesn't fare well for the ship.
Captain, we're about to hit arg, Cap, arg, we're arg, about arg to hit arg.
Out with it, man! Arg! Arg! Think! Arg! He's trying! Arg! To say!
Land.
From now on, only the captain says arg! Status report, Mr. Squarepants!
The whole ship is underwater, Captain.
Arg!
Yeah, no shit, that's where the show takes place, dummy. So now the boys are... I almost just made that joke myself. I think this happened last year when I did the year recap thing, which I plan on doing again, so I'll be watching this video in another month. Month and a half, whatever. But yeah. How do you add the things above the title? What do you mean? They're walking and Patrick's in charge of the compass. They get to their first landmark and they have to go east, but Patrick thought he said west. It's a common misconception. Then they head east, not to be confused with west, and nightfall comes and SpongeBob and Patrick are sleeping outside while Mr. Krabs is sleeping in a tent. The boys go into the tent and see the map. Early into the venture, Mr. Krabs established the rule that only the captain can look at the map. They start poking the map because they aren't looking, they're just touching it. It just so happens that they poke the map open and find out it's a board game and thinks that Krabs is losing it. Krabs finds out they were looking at the map and intimidates them all the way to the X. They find the treasure and start arguing about who gets it. Then the Flying Dutchman gets involved.
Who dug up the Dutchman's treasure? Ladies! Arr! So you two scallywags dug up me treasure. Well, you see me...
Where it says the door. Oh, that's just in the description. Because yeah, it's down here. It's just in the description and then it pops it up there, I guess. I guess I don't really need it, but I just have it because I don't know how much hashtags help with SEO or anything, but I just have it in every description.
A lot of digging you did. So here's the reward for the two of yous.
Wow.
2 gold doubloons.
Crab starts complaining that he didn't get anything, but he then gets a replica of the treasures they found. So I guess Crab's got the best deal out of all three of them. The second episode is one that any SpongeBob fan remembers, and it's one I never watched. Weird watching this because my hair's so short. My hair's grown a lot. You know why? Because I haven't got it cut. Wait. No, I haven't. I was going to say, wait, maybe I have since then, but no. I got it cut right before vacation, and I haven't cut it since. It's the one where SpongeBob's stuck in some weird alien dystopia and is waiting for the bus. The reason being there's no progress. There is no moving forward the whole episode until SpongeBob's reunited with his balloon he lost in the beginning of the episode and floats home with it. So when it's all said and done... The funny thing is with me saying that, my hair isn't even that short in this. It's not even that short. It's like when I have short hair, it's like the average... That's like the average length. That's it right after a haircut. And even then, the top is pretty long because I had already kind of decided I want to grow my hair out. So I was like, I'm going to get the sides trimmed, but I'm not really going to ever touch the top. I like Arg more than I like the other one. Boy, oh boy, here we are. I like that part where it goes down. Thought it was the keyword section in channel presets. Nope, it's just in the description. My favorite episode already. Basically, in this episode, Patrick has a secret box that he won't let SpongeBob see what's inside. SpongeBob really wants to know, but Patrick won't let him, so SpongeBob has to sneak into Patrick's house and take matters into his own hands. Some brilliant things this episode does is foreshadow what's in the box multiple times.
Or maybe Patrick's a deranged maniac who keeps his victims' severed heads in a box.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
Maybe it's an embarrassing snapshot of me from the Christmas party.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
I gotta find out what's in that secret box.
That being a piece of string that once pulled reveals embarrassing. Congrats on 300. I've only watched one video of yours as of yesterday, the SpongeBob one. Glad YouTube just randomly recommended a 3-month-old video to me. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm happy about that. I'm not gonna complain that the algorithm hit good with that video, but yeah, for some reason it just kind of randomly got into a good rotation in terms of being recommended to people who would inevitably end up liking the video and then liking my other stuff and being like, I want more from this guy. This guy's I don't want to sound self-indulgent, but this guy's funny. This guy's cute. I don't know. I was gonna say that as a joke, but then I was like, nope, this sounds self-indulgent. This sounds too self-indulgent. Don't. But then I was like, I'm gonna preface it by saying I'm not being self-indulgent. Then I'll proceed to be self-indulgent, because then it's fine. It's like when people say I'm not racist, but it's like that. Embarrassing picture of SpongeBob at the Christmas party. But SpongeBob doesn't know this and thinks Patrick is dumb enough to have a secret box that contains a piece of string. Okay, on to the superior episode, Band Geeks. The episode starts with Squidward getting a call. Scooby-Doo videos caught my eye for sure. Gonna have to watch out later. That's a good one too. I like that video. Call from Squilliam asking him to fill in for his band at the Bubble Bowl. Squidward agrees to it, but one problem. He doesn't have a band. He puts up flyers all around town and all the main characters and then some show up. None of which have played instruments before. Then they're going to practice marching and Patrick kicks Sandy and they get in a fight, leading to my favorite scene in the whole show. This next section was a lot longer. The reaction segment.
Your white sedan, got your lights on.
Oh, I'm covering myself. Oh well. Fucking love that scene. Now they're. I know why that episode is my favorite. Why Band Geeks is my favorite episode. It's because it's my dad. It was my dad's favorite episode because we would watch SpongeBob a lot together, and that was his. And then just kind of by way of it being his favorite, it ended up being my favorite as well. Just because I was like, I want to be like my dad. I want to be like my dad. Whatever he likes, I like. He likes football. He likes hunting. He likes Band Geeks. So I like him too. But now, Two of those have gone away, which is hunting and football. So now all that's left is band geeks. 4 days in and they haven't gotten any better, so they try to rethink their strategy, and then this guy makes fun of Mr. Krebs' big meaty claws, and then it's an all-out brawl. No holds barred. Cage match. After this, Squidward gives up hope and decides to quit. SpongeBob takes the mantle and whips the band into shape, and they play the infamous bubble bowl and kill Squiddy. He's dead. You're never gonna see him again.
Dude, there's such a funny comment on this video about that part. Where is it? It used to be easier to find comments, but now everyone comments on my stuff. I'm too popular. But yeah, this person commented, Squilliam isn't die. He old knee had hurt pain. He escaped after 7th season in Man Ray World. Back to Pats. I adore Krusty Towers and Mr. Fitz. And then this person commented just today, Kramer, and then this person was like, sorry, I'm Ukrainian. But I first saw that when it was first posted. I got a notification for it, and I was like, that's funny. Squilliam isn't die. I didn't really think anything of it, but and then I saw that and I was like, okay, they're from the Ukraine. That makes sense. That's why it's broken English.
Oh, as you may have guessed, I really enjoyed this episode. It's only downhill from here. This season we had a few to pick from. All these episodes had the same rating, so I decided to go with this one, not only...
I like how I say all these episodes, but it was only 2, because when I wrote it, I thought there was 3. I thought there was 3 with the same rating, but it was only 1. It was only 2 with the same rating, I should say.
Because it's a highly memorable episode, being the chocolate one.
Wait, what was the
rating?
2 I could have picked from?
This season we had a few to pick from. All these...
Web Pit. Oh, that would have been a good one too. But I was like, I should talk about this one because then it's more known. But both of these are good episodes because it was, as the chapters say, Golden Age.
These episodes had the same rating, so I decided to go with this one, not only because it's a highly memorable episode, being the chocolate one, but also there's the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episode. I don't really need to explain the chocolate one because everyone knows it, but for those unaware, SpongeBob and Patrick go around trying to sell chocolate, get chased by a guy who thinks they want to hurt him, but that he just wants chocolate. Also, there's this creep.
One thing I really liked about the video was the transitions from season to season looked great. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was talking about that earlier about how I liked it. Can't join, but I subbed after getting recommended a SpongeBob video. I watched the streaming one too. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Creepy old lady. In the second episode, Barnacle Boy's sick of being called a boy, and he feels he doesn't get any respect, so he decides to join the villains to get some damn respect. Mermaid Man needs some defense from the villains, so he recruits a whole main cast to be his sidekicks. The gang goes to defeat Barnacle Man, the Dirty Bubble, and Man Ray, but to no avail, everything goes wrong, and the bad guys win. Barnacle Boy has Mermaid Man in his grasp and has some demands. He wants to be treated as an adult, but more importantly, he wants to get a full-size Krabby Patty, since him not getting one is what started this whole thing. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy make amends, and everything's back to normal. Except for this.
That part always freaked me out when I was younger.
Yes, me, I don't like it. It creeps me out even when I was younger.
Hey, I just said that.
Really these episodes,
I forgot I
two
mentioned
episodes
that.
I remember. Not only because of the meme from the chocolate episode, but also whenever I think of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, I think of this episode.
Plus your sense of humor made me keep watching rather than just being bland and boring. Thanks. I read that at first. I kind of saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I saw the words humor and boring the way that I have the way I have the window sized. Humor and boring they're pretty much right above each other. Like humor, boring. But I saw those two together, and I was like, I saw those two together, and I thought you were saying my humor was boring, and then I was like, what? And I was like, and then I actually pre-read it, and I was like, okay, it's a nice comment. It's not a mean comment, it's a nice comment. Thank God. I was like, this person's being so nice, and now they're saying my humor is boring? What? But no, I get what you're saying. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Now we've left what people call the golden age of SpongeBob. Let's see if they're right.
Hey, my goofy ass forgot to mention that after season 3, Steven Hillenburg, the guy who created the show, he left this season. So let's see how it is.
In the first episode, Mr. Krabs converted the Krusty Krab into a hotel, but I noticed something different about this season. That being the animation style. Not much has changed,
You have a
but
new
the
sub just
characters
for
seem much
existing?
more
Thank you.
flat and only seem
I
to be one
appreciate it.
color. They also have this large outline that I don't like. They always had black outlines, but they just seem way more noticeable, especially on Squidward. I don't know why. So something I mentioned in my last SpongeBob video is how the writers seem to have taken everyone's main characteristics and turned them up to 11, and I noticed that right away. Aside from things wrong with this episode, it includes one of the funniest jokes I've seen in a SpongeBob episode. The whole premise of the episode is that the motto of the hotel is that they'll do anything for their guests. Squidward gets fed up with this as an employee, so he gets a room and requests cookie like his mom makes. Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob go to Squidward's mom's house dressed as burglars, and I'll let the rest speak for itself.
SpongeBob!
This bit goes on for a little too long, in terms of my video, but it's very funny.
Great! Now that me laundry's in the trunk,
There's room for you to sit up front.
Let's go bake some cookies, boys.
So
It's so funny, that part, because I first watched it, because I hadn't seen that episode in a long ass time. I remember watching it because me and my friend Bobby, we talked about it not too long before I started working on this video. I saw that was one that I was watching. I was like, oh, that's perfect timing after talking about it. Bobby doesn't remember it, but I remember talking to someone about it. I think it was him, but for some reason, he doesn't remember. Apparently, all our conversations, he doesn't have a photographic memory like I do with certain things. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, I saw that part and I just busted out laughing. So fucking funny.
Any shortcomings this episode had was absolutely made up with that joke. The second episode is the first one in the list that includes Mrs. Puff, and she's fired and in the episode for all of about a minute or two. You know why she's fired? Because SpongeBob has failed his driving test over 1 million times. She gets replaced with the drill instructor guy and puts SpongeBob through driver's ed boot camp, but to no avail. SpongeBob just unteachable and still doesn't have his license. What a loser. Imagine being able to have your license, but you don't. Not me. So even though this wasn't in the golden era, these are still episodes that
Hopefully
were on
not
when
true
I
for
would
much
watch
longer.
Nickelodeon, so I hold them fondly, and I don't notice any huge, weird changes yet. In the first episode, SpongeBob's a minute late for work and gets all worked up about it because he was late. Here's a little hint. In fast food and retail jobs, it usually doesn't matter if you're even 10 minutes late. So to combat his
I spoke
tardiness,
from
he decided-
experience for that one. I used to work at a grocery store, and I was late consistently. I was late at least 5 minutes every day. Even on my first day, I was late because I lost track of time.
decides to live at the Krusty Krab. Krabs is initially okay with it because he's paying rent, but then when he starts costing customers, his ass is out of there. Like, yeah, 3 strikes in baseball. In the second episode, the Krusty Krab is frozen over as part of Plankton's ploy to steal the secret formula, and
good
it's
video.
converted into an ice rink. Some guys are playing hockey with a Krabby Patty, and in the midst of it, Plankton tries to steal the Krabby Patty and get away on a Zamboni. But everyone in the restaurant gets in the way of it and blocks him from getting away. Plan foiled again. In this episode, it feels like there's no real story arc that the characters are going on. It almost seems like the writers were sitting around and saying, wouldn't it be funny if this happened and this and this? As opposed to coming up with the story arc, this feels like a compilation of funny things that all happen within the same backdrop. Don't tell anyone, but I think the writers are out of ideas. This is because in the first episode, SpongeBob and Patrick build sandcastles and have a war. I don't know about you, but that sounds eerily suspicious to a season 3 episode. That being the one where
I
they
meant
have
to say
snowball.
similar. Eerily suspicious doesn't make any sense. I accidentally, that was a perfect frame to pause on. But yeah, I didn't realize that until I was editing. I was like, eerily suspicious? Fucking idiot. But no one's called me on it in the comments, so. And if anyone in this stream does that now, I'm gonna be pissed. Shadow ban. Kidding, but.
Ball fight. Granted, there's differences to this one, but it's just weird that they kind of recycled a story. In both episodes, Patrick doesn't know how to do what it is they're doing. They build fortresses to hide in and sign a peace
That
treaty
could have been
then gets
edited
ripped up.
so
When
much
I was writing
better.
this video, I
What
went
was
back
that
and watched
long
the Snowball
pause?
episode to compare the two, and it's weird to compare how only 3 seasons later the show gets very different already. There's more substance in the older episodes as opposed to already in season 6. It feels kind of nonsensical in a way.
In that part's edited weird. But I can tell that there was certain parts that I was like, I don't really need this part. I can cut this. I can cut this part out.
In the second episode, SpongeBob hears a noise
Like
in the
this
middle of the
section's
night,
called
and it's Gary
stealing
stuck
our
in a
own
bucket,
ideas.
and this ends up breaking his shell. So to get him a new one, they go down to Angry Jack's, not to be confused with the mashed potatoes. They try to find Gary a shell, but
That is such a niche joke, and I love it. That is such a niche joke. But yeah, when I first watched that episode, I it was like, come on down to Angry Jack's Shell Emporium or whatever, and I was like the mashed potatoes. And I was like, wait, what are those called? Because I couldn't remember. I was like, oh, Hungry Jacks, not Angry Jacks. But yeah, it's both mashed potatoes and I think a pancake mix. But I know it as the mashed potatoes because my aunt would make Salisbury steak, and she would make those instant potatoes, and I've never cared for them. They're too, I don't know, they just taste off to me. Great follow-up video to this video. A great follow-up to this video would be what you think are the worst SpongeBob episodes. Don't have to be bad, just personal ones you don't like. I don't know. I think after this, I'm done with SpongeBob videos because I already made one back in 2020, and then I've now made this one, and I think kind of the arc, if you want to call it that, the arc of me making videos about SpongeBob are kind of done, unless there's some kind of like big kind of fucky thing. Because I was gonna make a video about the SpongeBob spin-offs, like Camp Coral and the Patrick Show. I was gonna make a video about that, but I watched them and I was like, I don't really have any big gripes with this. It doesn't warrant making a video about. So if there's some like really bad SpongeBob movie to come out in the future, maybe I would, but yeah, I don't know. If there's an abhorrently terrible episode of SpongeBob at some point in the future, then I would probably go back to the SpongeBob well. But I think for the time being, unless there's something super important in terms of SpongeBob to talk about, then maybe I would. But I don't want to become kind of like the SpongeBob guy or the cartoon guy type of thing, if that makes sense. So it's a good suggestion. I appreciate it. But I think I'm kind of done with SpongeBob for now. For now, I'm not saying I'll never make us another SpongeBob video, but most likely this is probably the last one. SpongeBob ends up breaking every single shell in the store, and Angry Jack gets pissed. They end up running into Mr. Krabs, and in exchange for no pay and reduced health benefits, Krabs agrees to loan his shell to Gary. Something I noticed while watching this was how two-dimensional the characters' personalities are. In the earlier episodes, I had to make sure that I said personalities. I was like, how 2D the characters are. That's what the original line was, I think. And I was like, I should make sure I say their personalities because they're obviously, it's 2D animation. I was like, people might be like, what? How 2D they are? They've always been 2D. And I was like, just to kind of nip that in the bud. Just how 2D their personalities are. There was depth and you didn't really know how the characters would react to certain situations, but this one, they're so 2D in the way they are, is very predictable. Hey, this video is too long, so I decided to speed through the next few seasons because a lot of it's the same and nothing too wacky happens, so strap in. In Season 7, SpongeBob and Patrick go to the cemetery with Squidward's lawnmower and end up shaving the Flying Dutchman's beard off, and as punishment, they're turned into ghosts, but they're later turned back. And then in the second episode, SpongeBob turns Mr. Krabs' old Navy locker into a storage facility, and Squidward stores his clarinet in there for a recital and loses it and goes on an Alice in Wonderland type adventure. In Season 8, we get the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy origin story. Then in the second episode, Plankton tries to read the combination on Krabs' safe by hiding in a pickle jar, but he gets it wrong and Karen suggests it's because he lacks depth perception. So he gets eye cells from SpongeBob's tears and gets a SpongeBob eye along with SpongeBob's personality traits, which prevents him from getting the formula. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? In Season 9, we get there was
some joke I made about it because I don't have great depth perception either because I wear contacts. I wore glasses for a long time, but I wear contacts now, but I can't really see out of my right eye. This eye. I can't really see out of my right eye at all. Um but yeah, I kind of I don't know, I just lack depth perception. It's awful. I can never really gauge how far things are. My depth perception's just shit. Also, I can't see out of the corner of my eye with this eye because it's like I don't know how normal people see, but I think my vision is all just shifted to the left more so because I really only see out of my left eye. It's gotten better over the years, apparently, according to the eye doctor, but I think I think I see shifted because I don't know how it normally looks if you go cross-eyed and look at your nose, but my nose, the left side of my nose, it's like pretty much all the way to the left of my vision, pretty much. But I don't know how normal people see, so yeah. I think in the original script, because I had written out the commentary for all these episodes, but then I was like, this needs to be a lot shorter. So I was like, I'm just gonna, with the middle 3 seasons or whatever, I need to kind of condense it. But yeah. Also, just seen you had a second channel, so I'll do it as well. Thanks. This stream will be posted over there if you want to rewatch it at any point, because I don't like having the main channel being cluttered. So this won't be on this channel. It'll be over on the second channel, which is mainly the whole thing of the second channel is stream VODs and stream highlights and stuff like that. So thanks.
An extended episode where they started selling frozen Krabby Patties like White Castle and put sand in them, which gives everyone fat dumpies. SpongeBob doesn't like it.
I was proud of that because I never say the term fat dumpies, but I was watching it and I was like, oh, they get fat dumpies from them. But yeah, I was just like, that's funny. I need to include that in the video.
Because he no longer is able to be a fry cook, and it disconnects him from Patrick because he's the face of frozen.
I think I
Krabby
recorded
Patties.
this late at
So
night.
SpongeBob decides to make a fresh, not
'Cause I'm
frozen
talking
Krabby
kinda
Patty
quiet.
from the Wendy's Bikini Bottom and feeds it to Patrick and reveals to the world that they're all made of sand and everything's back to normal.
Alright, on with your regularly scheduled video. Overall, I enjoyed this episode. It was a nice change of pace being a 22-minute episode, though one major thing I noticed was all the weird, absurdist animations. For lack of a better term, the show gets more animated and more unrealistic things happen. There's a lot of Meat Canyon-esque things that happen, along with the part where SpongeBob and Patrick go through each other. I, a 19-year-old, am not the biggest fan of this, but a little kid might. But I don't like it. This is about how I feel. About how I feel. 4-year-old going, Mommy juice. I love that part. That might be one of my favorite parts of this video is the mommy juice part, because I was like, it's just like little kid clapping and blah blah blah, whatever I say, and I was just like, mommy. I was like, and then I was kind of scrambling. I was like, what do babies like? Juice. So funny. You can kind of see the cogs turning. I, a 19-year-old, am not the biggest fan of this, but a little kid might. But I don't like it. This is about how I feel. Not some 4-year-old going, Mommy juice. In this episode, the Krusty crew are having a team meeting, and Squidward's annoyed with Mr. Krabs and mocks him. And Krabs hears him and comes out of the fucking cash register. And Squidward gets scared and says the imitation is the highest form of flattery. And Krabs understands and goes back to his office. SpongeBob, however, what was cracking me up about that was for some reason my brain just kind of short circuited and I needed some sort of filler word. Comes out of the I said comes out of the, and then my brain kind of flatlined, and then just has a filler word. I say fucking cash register. And then I continue with the line, and when it cuts back to me, you can see me kind of smirking and kind of cracking up because it just caught me so off guard. Comes out of the fucking cash register. It still cracks me up. It's so funny. What's up, man? Hey, hello, Neen FGC. How's it going? It takes that to the nth degree. So much so that everyone decides to hold an intervention for him. He eventually stops impersonating everyone, but that's not the novel part of this episode. That is that it isn't the origin of the mocking meme. I was certain I would see it, but I didn't, and I'm pissed. That episode is apparently from season 7, but it apparently wasn't good enough to be the best episode of the season.
Someone said that I was wrong, that it wasn't from season 7. But I'm fairly certain it was. God damn it. I'm calling you out, whoever that was. I can't find it. Maybe they deleted their comment because they were like, oh, it was silly. Oh, there it is. I scrolled right past it. It's from season 9's Little Yellow Book. I doubt it. Hold on, let me figure this out. SpongeBob mocking meme origin. Ah, shit, they're right. Why did I say season 7? Why was I wrong? Why was I fucking silly goose? Maybe they are right. Shit. Now I look stupid. Think Mr. Krabs kills all crabs for the formula? I don't know. It's a secret for a reason, but maybe.
There's a meme in it. In the second episode, there's a bunch. Even though there's a meme in it. In the second episode, there's a bunch of worms that make a home inside SpongeBob, and when he asks them to leave, they declare squatters' rights because. Why not? Then he starts to go crazy and starts shaking out of anger, causing an earthquake for the worms, and they all leave and go into Squidward's house. So these episodes, they weren't nearly as two-dimensional as some of the other ones. While I am still not a fan of the over-the-top animation, and am disappointed I didn't see the mocking meme, this season gets back to the roots of where SpongeBob was in the earlier season. Which makes sense because it was around this time Steven Hillenburg returned to the show after his departure in 2004. In the first episode, Squidward has an open mic night and goes around practicing his clarinet, annoying those
It always cracks me up. It always cracks me up when there's the super short title card for the season. It always cracks me up. It's very funny.
He has to take a break, but goes back to grab his clarinet later, and it's gone. Also, Nickelodeon saved money on their color budget because now the episode's in black and white. So he goes around trying to solve the case of the missing clarinet. His first subject is SpongeBob, but he's cleared as a subject and is promoted to deputy. They end up interrogating Patrick, and he's also cleared, so he becomes...
You know what's funny? I called them subjects and not suspects. I didn't even think about that till now. I was like, subject isn't really the right word, but I'm not sure what the right word is. In your opinion, what's the worst season? I don't know what the worst season was. I don't know about a specific season because I really only watch one episode from each. So I can't really speak for a whole season, but really kind of, if I can pick a period, it was kind of season 6 to season 9, because once it gets to season 10, it gets a lot better. It's still different, but it gets a lot better. From like season 6 to season 9 or something like that. Somewhere in that period, the worst season probably lies for me.
Second deputy, and they go to Jellyfish Fields because there was jelly all over Squidward's house, so that's probably where the guy is who stole the damn thing. But it turns out some jellyfish stole his clarinet, and the color budget's reinstated, and Squidward joins a house band.
They got no investors.
Surprise, surprise, SpongeBob and Patrick are bored, so to combat their boredom, they go to Squidward's house and start making a mess of the place, and to get him to leave, he decides to send them on a scavenger hunt. He sends them all over the sea and comes up with asinine things for them to get that don't exist, yet somehow they always return with something. So these episodes...
I don't even know when the new episodes come out. They never promote it. I'm sure there's commercials on Nickelodeon, but yeah, I don't really think that SpongeBob needs a lot of promotion though, because people are gonna watch it anyway. I don't know that they necessarily need a big promotion budget. They just need to run the commercials on Nickelodeon. Granted, I don't know how many people really watch cable, but
episodes, they were actually really good. I enjoyed the noir episode because it was a change of pace, and the scavenger hunt was really good and a return to form and something I could easily be seeing done in like season 2 or something like that. So I guess this commenter was right. I'll give you that. Finally, it only took 12 seasons for us to get a patchy episode, and this one is 44 minutes long, baby. In this episode, Patrick has a gift he's going to give SpongeBob, and in Bikini Bottom, they're throwing a surprise party for SpongeBob and put Patrick in charge of distracting him. SpongeBob and Patrick go on a tour, and unbeknownst to them, they're going to the surface, and there's a whole bunch of cool stuff there. Like David Hasselhoff, there's a talking can of beans, and there's a big old puppy dog. Something
Big
they do
ol'
with the
puppy
surface
dog.
shots is some of the shots the characters are animated, but there's some where they're plastic toys, and I don't know why it flip-flops. It could be an editing mistake, but it's just something weird I would notice, and it was too obvious to not point out. And cut back to Bikini Bottom. They're trying to decide how to decorate, and everyone has their own idea, so they divide the house into sections and decorate it in their own way. Back on Surface Land, they visited a restaurant called the Trusty Slab, where the voice actors play their characters in live action, which is very interesting to see. Now you may be asking, how is this a patchy episode? Well, patchy parts are all pretty patchy, but but he shows up.
I was gonna add a sound effect, but I was like, it's sadder. It's sadder being me just doing it with my mouth. I don't know. I was like, that's funnier. I'm doing it that way. I watched something on Nickelodeon in about 5 years. Crazy House Training takes over. Yeah, I don't remember. Aside from like when I'm at my grandparents' house, I don't really ever watch cable unless there's some band I like or some celebrity I really like is on like a late night show or something like that. Like if Metallica being my favorite band, I'll watch them if they're on late on like Jimmy Kimmel or something like that, or like the Foo Fighters or whatever. But a lot of times I don't watch cable ever. But yeah, I see you making good quality food reviews like how FaZe Jev used to do. I did some, but they were a very cheap way, a very cheap form of content. Like I just do stupid stuff. Alice Cooper top 3. I don't really ever listen to Alice Cooper.
A few times throughout the
I know the
episode, he
hits,
briefly
that's
crosses
it.
paths with SpongeBob in Surface Land, but at the end of the episode, he finds Bikini Bottom and is able to give his present to SpongeBob. Overall, this episode was really cool. It was similar to the Sponge Out of Water movie and was chock full of references and familiar characters throughout the whole series. After researching, I found out this was a special episode done for the 20th anniversary of the show, and it was a really cool way to celebrate it. Here we are, finally at the end, the final episode. Let's see what's in store for us this time around. In the first episode, Mr. Krabs sees the value in allowing pets in the Krusty Krab, that value being a lot of fucking money. He allows pets inside the restaurant, but the health inspector he once nearly killed says he can only allow people or pets in the restaurant, and he picks pets. So now people aren't allowed in the Krusty Krab, so everyone goes to the chum bucket. No one likes that they can't go into the Krusty Krab, so they decide to make costumes and sneak into the Krusty Krab and have Krabby Patties. We find out that the health inspector is one of the people that snuck into the Krusty Krab, and he reverses his declaration and everything's back to normal. In the second episode, Plankton and Karen are having a date on a hot air balloon, and down below they see Mr. Krabs leaving the Krusty Krab with the secret formula, and Plankton jumps down to try and get it. Unbeknownst to him, it was all a simulation set up by Karen to prove that that's all he cares about. In reaction to that, she locks down the chum bucket, and they aren't leaving till they have an uninterrupted date night. They're gonna have a date night, and out the window, the simulation happens in real life. He tries to get it behind Karen's back, and it's in his grasp when Karen says she figured out the formula, so he gives her the physical formula, because who needs something physical when you can have it on digital? That's what Napster said, and look how they turned out. So it turns out they ended up like Napster. No, not being sued by Metallica. He finds out that he was trying
It was funny because just as I remembered what this episode was, I was like, wait, why am I associating this with Metallica? Why am I associating the two? I was like, was I listening to Metallica when I was editing this part? Why is my brain associating the two? And then it clicked. I was like, oh, that's right. And then I remembered more of what the episode was, and I remembered the digital, the Napster thing, and I was like, that's why I'm associating the two.
to get the formula behind her back, and she deletes the formula. So it's pretty similar to what happened in Napster.
Of all the SpongeBob spinoffs, I don't understand why they never pulled the trigger on a Plankton spinoff. That would be cool. I'd be interested in that. That's one I think would be pretty cool, because you don't really see a lot of him. Whereas with like the Camp Coral, I haven't watched much. I think I've watched an episode. When I thought about doing a video about it, that it's kind of just SpongeBob. It's just regular SpongeBob episodes, and then the Patrick show. You see a lot of Patrick anyway.
But yeah, Plankton would be cool because you don't always see him. So now that we've watched all the episodes, have I changed my mind? Yes and no. I'll be honest. When I did my original video on SpongeBob, I wasn't as well researched as I probably should have been. I watched some random episodes from seasons here and there, and I should have watched more to be honest, because that video could have come out very differently. With that video, I came at it with the angle of figuring out why it was bad, as opposed to watching the show and declaring whether it was good or not for myself. After watching these episodes, I learned that there was a period where SpongeBob was almost unbearable, and that being from about season 5 to season 9. Everything after season 9 felt like a return to form for the show, and it was enjoyable to watch, and I had the same joy at the end of this adventure as I did in the beginning. So was my claim that SpongeBob isn't good anymore valid? Not really. This was based on claims from other people, and a bit based on my own, but in watching the new seasons with the critical eye, it made me realize I was wrong. To be fair, comparing episodes of a show you grew up with to what they're making today is an unfair thing. You look back at the old episodes with your nostalgia goggles, or you don't have that with the new ones. That's a reference to an old video. You look back with your nostalgia goggles. Wait a minute, isn't there a video about that? Yeah, it's called Nostalgia is Bad at youtube.com/TheDarkWolfShow. So everyone who says the new SpongeBob episodes are bad, I'd say check out about season 11, which is pretty much back to basics with a few changes. Now I understand this may be biased because I watched the highest rated episodes from each season, and I'm pretty sure there's some real clunkers in the later seasons. Dude, the reason I picked that part, that scene, is because back in I think it was 2017 when like people would just stream like Family Guy and SpongeBob and The Simpsons and American Dad on YouTube, just do YouTube live streams of all just like cartoons and like Gravity Falls and stuff like that, which I need to rewatch that show because that show's fucking good, and I don't know why that just sparked my brain, but yeah, anyway, Gravity Falls is good. But anyway, but I clicked into one of those streams, and it was a SpongeBob one, because I was like, I haven't watched SpongeBob in a long time. I'm gonna watch this, and it was that episode where SpongeBob becomes crazy snail lady, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck? Like, not know, like, I dove in already when SpongeBob looked like that in that episode. I was like, I have no clue what's going on, but this is fucking weird. And I was like, hopefully I get to see that. When I started working on this video, I was like, hopefully I see that one, but it never popped up, and I still haven't seen that episode. But yeah, I wonder what the final episode of SpongeBob would be. SpongeBob getting his license and making his own restaurant. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it'll be something like The Simpsons. It'll go for 40 years. But, based on our experiment, I can only conclude that SpongeBob had a dark period and has had a bit of a turnaround recently. And now, a word from me. Hi, Running Gun. How's it going?
That's right, this little guy's got Patreon. And if you'd like to contribute to it, you can with the link right there. You can either...
Yeah, that's where we'll leave that. But yeah. Hey, look, I'm live. But yeah. Hey, look, I'm live. Yeah, you are. Hey, look, I'm live. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Hey, look, I'm yeah, I am. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Yeah, I am. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Mm-hmm. No. Yep. Mm-hmm. No. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What's that plus thing? Yeah. What's that? Engage with your audience. Start a Q&A. What's that? Engage with your audience. That's what chat's for. Engage with your... Okay. But yeah, I think I'm going to watch one more video. And then I'm going to hop off. Burger King or McDonald's? McDonald's. I haven't had Burger King a ton in like my adult life. I'm turning 20 on Thursday. That's why I do go adult life. But yeah, it's my birthday on Thursday. Not to brag. But no, it's my birthday on Thursday. But yeah, so I turned... But yeah, anyway, what I'm getting at. I haven't had Burger King a ton in my adult life or whatever. I had my dad and we would get Burger King breakfast a lot when I was younger because we used to live in a different town. I'm being facetious because I don't want to say where I am or where I have been. Um, but I but yeah, we had a Burger King in our town. I lost my train of thought for a second. Sorry. Um, but yeah, so we my dad would drop my mom off at work, and then we would go to Burger King and get Burger King breakfast every Friday. And I remember that, and I was like, that was awesome. I would get some sort of hash brown thing. I think French toast sticks and orange juice. It was good. Fridays were cool. This is before I was in like kindergarten and stuff like that. It's just like I must have been like 4 or something because I remember only doing it one time, but I think we did it a fair amount. I only remember it one time. I also remember one time it was just me and my dad home. My mom was at work. I'm fairly certain. Um, but I remember it was after my dad. I think he had his wisdom teeth taken out, and I think I had 2 of my teeth pulled because one of my teeth, like one of my front teeth, were I think rotting, or something like that. There was some sort of like, I think like a cavity got like infected or something. Maybe I'm not sure. I'm not positive. Why I had to have teeth pulled, but I was like 4 and I had to get teeth pulled. And I remember specifically one day, me and my dad being home. I remember that, and then having scrambled eggs. I remember that. um, I don't know. I don't know why I brought that up, but yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? How'd that start? Oh yeah. So yeah, I prefer McDonald's. I also remember the day I went to go get those teeth pulled. I remember my dad saying that my dad getting his wisdom teeth taken out, but I didn't know that it was his wisdom teeth at the time. My parents just said, dad has extra teeth that he needs to get taken out. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was just like, okay. And yeah, so that was kind of, I didn't really question. I was like, extra teeth, but the thing is, I don't know that my dad really had like extra teeth. It was just his wisdom teeth. I'm fairly certain. Anyway, but I remember that, and but I actually had extra teeth. My mouth was before I had braces, and they kind of fixed everything. Oh, my teeth were fucked. I don't know how many people here have gone back and watched like old shit, but I'll pull up a picture of my teeth pre-braces because they were awful. But yeah, those were my teeth. I had a huge gap, like a Michael Strahan. I think that's the guy. And if not, I'm sorry, Michael Strahan, but I think that's the guy. With a huge gap in the middle of my teeth. My bottom teeth weren't terrible. This tooth was a little wonky. But other than that, my bottom teeth were fine. But it was my top teeth. This tooth was came out in my gum. I think it was this one. It was way up in my gum, and I had to. And I wore rubber bands specifically on that tooth to pull that one down, and then it came down within like a couple months of having braces and whatever. But yeah, and then it eventually came down, and now my teeth are all normal. They might be a little yellow, and I still have an overbite, but hey, oh well. Yeah, I want to make sure that Michael Strahan. Okay, yeah, that is the guy I'm thinking of. Nothing against Michael Strahan. It's a similar gap. But yeah, Flea has a gap like that too. The bassist from Red Hot Chili Peppers. He has a gap like that in his teeth too. It looks like he's almost missing a tooth there. His tooth gap is so wide. You do gaming streams? Over on Twitch I will, every once in a while. Sometimes I'll stream just like this, but here I'm not doing I'm not doing a gaming stream. I'm gonna watch one more of my videos just to kind of close everything out and kind of wrap everything up, and then I'm gonna hop off. But yeah, if you want to watch some gaming stuff that I do, you can go over to Twitch, twitch.tv/TheDarkWolfShow. Yeah, you remind me of Dane DeHaan. I only know that guy from the Metallica Through the Never movie. That's how I know that guy. And he was in Spider-Man. He was a Green Goblin in the Andrew Garfield one. But yeah, what was I saying? I don't remember where I was going. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna watch one more video for those who are new and don't really know me or the channel or whatever. So I made a video, I guess it was a year and a half ago, back in May of 2021 when I graduated high school. This was around the time that this video came out. And it basically is just a good kind of synopsis of my channel thus far to that point, and it's still pretty much the same for this. So I figured we'd watch this, and then I'm gonna hop off, and then yeah, if you want to catch, I'll say this again at the end, but if you want to catch any other streams in the future, because I don't often stream here on YouTube. I will very seldomly, like once or twice a year maybe. So the majority of my streams are over on twitch.tv/TheDarkWolfShow. Okay, couple of questions. Do you have tiers for Patreon? Yes, there's a $5 tier and a $10 tier, but I think they're pretty much the same. I think that's what the dollar amounts are. And then other question, do you have a Discord? Yes, I do. I believe it's in the description of this stream. I was gonna say I think it's in the description. It's in the description of my videos, but I believe it is also in the description of the stream. Yep. If you go towards the bottom of the description, it's the last link under social media. Any new video teasers you could give us? Not at the moment. It usually takes me about 2 weeks in between the posting of a video and the new idea. So yeah, nothing new yet. I'm not even sure what the new video would be, but yeah. So we're gonna watch this, and I'll do commentary over it, obviously. But yeah.
For those who don't know, I've been doing YouTube for 7 years. You may look at my channel and see 160 subscribers, 30 views a video, and a collective
We're way
5,000
past that
views.
now.
And think, why have you made videos for so long? Well, today I'm going to be answering that question and what drives me to continue to do what I'm doing, regardless of how high or low the numbers are.
My voice sounds weird.
Ever since I remember, I've enjoyed making videos. When I was in first grade, I got my first video camera and would record dumb little one-man show type sketches and would never do anything with them. It was just a way to fill time in the day. This persisted throughout the years, and I would continue to make these videos that ranged from me being a cowboy doing some sort of monologue, mimicking a TV show I liked, or talking to the camera before I even knew what a vlog was.
I remember the cowboy monologue thing. I don't remember what it was, but I wore like a button-up shirt, like a striped button-up shirt that I had, and I just pretended like I was a cowboy, and I did some sort of monologue talking about like a horse in hay bales or some shit like that. I don't remember what it was, but I remember that I did that, and I don't have the videos of that.
In 5th grade, my best friend Eric and I made the decision to create a YouTube channel called Video Dogs. Though we were apprehensive at first and thought about waiting until high school to launch it, we obviously didn't. That channel is no longer up, but our first video was something called the Tomahawk Challenge. This was a video of us battling each other with a plastic axe, and the other one had to defend themselves with a Captain America shield. This was uploaded in March of 2014, and it set an awful precedent because the rest of the videos would end up being Roblox videos. After a month of Video Dogs, we decided to rebrand and deleted Video Dogs to become the Swag Gamers, which was just the same content under a new name. The content would be put up sporadically, but we always had fun filming, even though we both lost interest in it a year after starting.
Not so much me, more so Eric, I think. because it wasn't ever really, I don't think, his cup of tea. But he was like, oh, my best friend's into it? Okay, I guess I'll put up with it. With the secret project, though, that me and Bobby are working on, that I can't tell you about yet, we're both equally as passionate, and I think this will be, it's the longest running project I've done with anyone, creative wise, because I've done Swag Gamers, Matterwolf with my cousin Jack, the podcast with TP, and all three of the MMS. None of those really lasted that long, but this new secret project, we've been going, I think, consistently longer than we've been working on it longer than all those projects, and we're both equally as passionate about it, which is awesome, and it so helps. Not to say that my other partners were, and I don't do quotes begrudgingly, just my other partners in those projects, not to say that they weren't, but they weren't passionate about it. It's just that it felt like I was pulling the weight, and certain times it does with the new secret project, but I know that Bobby has his heart in it as well. But yeah, and fingers crossed soon I can say what the secret project is, but not yet. Not yet, unfortunately. I'd love to, but not yet.
Around the same time we started Swag Gamers, I created my own channel called
Yeah, I don't know that I finished that thought. But I think it's lasted longer than all of those consistently, because we've been working on it since December of last year, and we're still working on it consistently, nearly weekly.
Dark Wolf Show. I don't know if you've heard of it, but if you have, you should subscribe and click the bell. I don't know, just a thought. I uploaded my first video on April 11th, 2014. It wasn't anything special. It was a video where I used the Roblox recorder with no commentary because I didn't have a mic, so I would type everything I wanted to say.
He's also uploaded like
sort of
240p
like a
or
YouTube
something
tutorial
apparently.
to download a certain program for free. I uploaded fairly consistently for a week or two, but then fell off it because of school. Then summertime came around and I started uploading again and would start branching outside of just Roblox and started doing Minecraft and a little bit of IRL content. This type of stuff persisted throughout 2014, but in 2015 I was uploading just Minecraft videos, and halfway through the year I decided to branch out and start uploading videos of different Flash games and other weird random games I could find, similar to a Markiplier or Jacksepticeye. This style of content is what I would end up sticking with the longest. In the fall of 2016 I started uploading videos daily. So it wasn't a conscious effort, I just realized I had uploaded every day for a week or two and decided to continue this, and it lasted for about 9 months.
It was kind of funny because I didn't even really realize that I was uploading daily. Like I said, I was just like, all of a sudden I had posted daily for a while, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm uploading daily now. And it was funny because it was right as school started. I uploaded pretty much every day my 8th grade year. Pretty much. There was a few days I missed, but it was pretty much every day. Every day, bro, with that 8th grader flow. I was big at the time because it was 2017.
You may be asking yourself, what is the Dark Wolf Show Volume 2? Well, on April 12, 2017, my original channel got deleted by YouTube without my doing.
Yeah,
Keep
it
in
was.
mind, I never had any strikes on my channel, it just randomly got
didn't.
deleted. This channel had
Yeah, it
around
did.
220 subscribers and over 500 videos from the previous 3 years of content creation.
But now we blown past Sad because of you. It's your fault.
I made a whole video about this back in 2018, so if you want to learn more about this, feel free to go back and watch that video if you're interested. To answer your question, Volume 2
guarantee you
is
that video
essentially
is
what
not
this
great. I
channel
haven't
you're
watched
currently
it.
watching became. My current channel used to be called Dark Wolf Vlogs, and I would upload one-take vlogs where I would talk about whatever was on my mind. But when the channel got deleted, I got lucky to have this channel so I could start posting videos again and ensure that at least some people would see them if they were subscribed to my vlog channel, even though it was a fraction of my previous subscriber count at 30 subscribers. When the channel
My Discord went off, sorry. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Hold on. It was something that sparked from this.
was on my mind. But when the channel got deleted, I got lucky to have this channel so I could start posting videos again and ensure that at least some people would see them if they
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I didn't really care I didn't really necessarily care about the channel getting deleted. What I cared about was the videos getting deleted. All the videos were gone. Because I had a good amount on my hard drive, but then stupidly I deleted a bunch of them. I don't remember why or if it was an accident or whatever, but I deleted a lot of them. And then also ones from on my old computer that I didn't have the files of. Those were all gone. So a lot of the early like Roblox stuff that I did, that was gone. And I was like, God damn it. But luckily, I still have my first video because I never wanted to lose that. I never wanted to lose that. And luckily, I still have it on my hard drive. And every once in a while, I'll go on that hard drive and I'll look and I'll double check that I have that. And I'm like, okay, good. Just in case it's something happened and the channel got deleted again. But yeah, it was weird. And then there was a period where I was like, do I continue? What happens now? And it's like inevitably I knew that I was gonna keep going, but I over the weekend because that was I think a Tuesday or a Wednesday, something like that. And I was like, what the hell? I just that whole week I was like, what do I do? Do I continue? What happens now? But then eventually I was like, why would I stop? I still have a channel. It's not the channel. It has 200 less subscribers. But who cares? Who really cares? No one was really watching anyway. Videos would get 2 or 3 views. Videos would get shitty views anyway. And that would continue for years. It wasn't until 2020 videos started getting consistently at least 10 views. But yeah, it was like, eventually I was like, it doesn't really matter. Because I was still getting the same views. I remember when it happened. I was like, and I started posting on the Dark Wolf Vlogs channel, this current channel. I was like, man, I was getting the views of a channel with 200 less subscribers on a bigger channel, on a channel with a bigger number attached to it, and just as many people are still watching. And then that kind of made me more comfortable with doing it. But then, still for like a year, for 2 years, anytime I thought about the channel getting deleted, I was like, this is such bullshit. This is bullshit. Why? Why did it get deleted? I didn't do anything wrong. Which I didn't. Like I said, no strikes, no nothing, no, I didn't delete it myself, obviously. Why would I? But yeah, it was just, I was like, what the hell? And I would think about it. It would pop into my mind like the channel got deleted. I'm like, what the fuck? And that lasted for years. But now I'm just like, yeah, the channel got deleted. Who cares? I've been posting on this channel longer than I have been posting on that old one, because that was 3 years in, and I'm now 8 years in. So it's been 5 years since the channel got deleted. Nearly 6 years since the channel got deleted. What the heck? I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing this for nearly 9 years. And that's almost 10 years. And then when I hit 11 years, that'll be half my life. Because I started when I was 11. YouTube, don't take my channel down. That is also partially, I thought about it. I was like, well, I started uploading on that channel when I was 11. I was technically underage. I wasn't really supposed to have a YouTube channel. And I was like, well, maybe that was why, but I don't know. I don't know. There was a bunch of things going through my head, but I don't really think about it at all anymore. I don't think about it. I'm just like, it happened. It was 5 years ago. Oh, well. Shit happens.
They were subscribed to my vlog channel, even though it was a fraction of my previous subscriber count at 30 subscribers. When the channel got deleted, I took about a week off before jumping back into daily uploads, though most of the videos were re-uploads from the old channel. Eventually, I would stop daily uploading in July. This is because the last 2.5 months I wasn't in a good state. I live in North Dakota, for Christ's sake. What do you expect?
Ha ha ha.
In all seriousness, I was depressed, but I don't want to talk about that right now because I'm the happiest I've ever been right now. After a while of uploading once or twice a week, I started uploading every other day, but this only lasted about 6
Notice
months.
how a lot of them are private. Now, a lot of them are private. I did that because a lot of them, they don't line up with the content I'm making now with the commentary stuff. So I just privated the majority of them. And if I could have it my way, I would private all the videos before the majority of the videos before the farming simulator video. I could get away with it, but I don't want. I could do it that way and be like, "Oh, I just started," but no, I don't know. It's crossed my mind doing that, but then I'm like, I don't want to have to explain that. It's just easier to private all the stuff that isn't commentary stuff.
Because I would start making my way back to North Dakota. Once I was able to recognize where I was at mentally, I decided to take a break for about a month in May of 2018 to evaluate what I could do to have fun making videos again. I made a video called Creatively Unfulfilled that perfectly exhibits how I was feeling at the time. This video makes even me uncomfortable watching it because it brings back those emotions I was feeling, and I was in an awful state because I still wasn't over the channel getting deleted and was still demotivated because of the deletion. When I came back from break,
You can watch that video if you want. I wouldn't suggest it. I wouldn't suggest it, but if you want to watch that and see how I was feeling at that time, it perfectly displays it because I spoke very truthfully. And I watched it not around this time, but like a year prior or something like that. It was sometime during quarantine, I know. In 2020. I watched it and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's exactly how I was feeling. And I thought maybe I had put on like some sort of something, some sort of like mask or something to kind of be like, yeah, I'm feeling this way. And I didn't really truly say how I was feeling, but I watched it and I was like, nope, I really spoke from the heart there. I really did.
I started enjoying making videos again, and I was still able to come up with ideas I enjoyed making and lots of fun doing. Towards the end of that year, I decided to only upload once a week in 2019 and essentially have a break year where I didn't put too much pressure on myself, which helped me immensely for 2020 and gave me a lot of motivation to put my nose to the grindstone without burning myself out. The Dark Wolf Show Volume 3 started in April of 2020. I don't know why, but all 3 volumes started in April. This is when I started doing commentary videos regularly and were my main form of content. After the break year that was 2019, I was ready to change my style of content because I had done the same thing for 6 years. I'm very much a person who likes to change things up every once in a while, so to be able to find something I enjoy that was much different from what I was making and make me feel fulfilled and combine my favorite aspects of YouTube boosted my confidence greatly. I started making the commentary videos but realized I couldn't do them as often as I liked and still wanted to upload once a week, so I decided to upload a commentary video every other week with Reddit reactions in between or something of the like. After a while, I started to get confident with my commentary stuff that I decided to do my first video essay about SpongeBob that June, which gave me confidence to do more. Then a while after that, I did the farming simulator video, and that put me over the moon.
That's a good one. If you haven't seen that one, if you're watching this and you're new and you haven't seen that one, I'd watch that one. That one's my favorite.
And that is no exaggeration. After I put that video out, people would talk to me about it and would say
That's my favorite, and that's my really technically my first one. That's why I say I kind of want to, but I also know I don't. But I kind of want to remove everything before the farming simulator video. And obviously I leave the SpongeBob video because that was before that. But everything before that was kind of meh. But yeah, I don't know. It's just something that I've thought about doing in the past, but I was like, no, it's just easier to not. Who cares?
the best video I'd ever made. As someone who had been making...
Because then it makes it hard to say, like, oh, I've been doing YouTube for 8 years. And then it's like, oh, yeah. Because it's already hard enough having the first video on the channel and it being a Roblox video without commentary. It's already tough enough to have that and it be from 2017. It's already hard enough and being like, oh, I've been doing YouTube for longer than that though. It's already hard to kind of, it feels hard to explain, but I'm sure people understand. They're like, oh, okay. And I tell them that and tell them that the channel had gotten deleted and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure people understand, but to me, it just feels hard to understand, or feels hard to explain, I guess.
videos for 6 years at that point and hadn't yet had my magnum opus, my heart would swell every time I got complimented on it. It wasn't until I put out the farming simulator video I became confident in talking about my videos with friends and actually felt good enough about something to recommend it to my friends. So, we're finally at the point in the video where he answers the title. Well, what is it, huh? I just like making videos. To be honest, I could care less about blowing up and making millions of dollars off my videos. I could stay the size I am right now, make the videos I'm making, and I'd still be happy. YouTube for me isn't all about the numbers and doing what would get me the most views. It's all about me making videos I want to make and chasing the dream I've had since I was 11 years old. Even though I don't mind where I'm at, do I
Hold on, I need to step out for a second, but I'll let this play and I'll be right back.
still try and grow? Yes. I would love to have this be my full-time gig, but if my journey stops here, I won't be mad because I'm already having fun doing what I'm doing. So if there's anyone watching this video wanting to start making content, go for it. There's nothing stopping you as long as you're having fun doing what you're doing and persist through the downtimes like I did. I've been through periods of getting no views, not knowing what I should make, questioning whether I should continue, and even losing 500 videos to my channel getting deleted. So if you do want to make videos, go for it. And look to me for inspiration for continuing, because numbers aren't everything. It's about how making the videos make you feel.
All right, I'm back. I had to tell my dad was something quick. But that is all. That's all for the stream. Thanks again for 300 subs. It's very much appreciated, as that video just kind of described, I guess. I have been very the last 8 years have been kind of turbulent a little bit. Kind of ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. Not just like content wise and people watching and stuff like that, but it's kind of been that way kind of in my head a little bit. In kind of terms of motivation, I just kind of came out of kind of dip a little bit, and I'm now kind of in an upkick again, just because I don't know, it's things when they're samey, it kind of gets boring, as is the same with really anything. And like musicians get that, I'm sure, and like anyone at just any normal job, even, it's just kind of, it's very up and down and up and down and up and down in terms of your motivation. There's times you love going to work and enjoy it, depending on the job, obviously, where you love it and you're having fun doing it, but then it just kind of dips. It's just peaks and valleys, and that's how it is with anything. Yeah, when things get samey, it's just kind of, and formulaic even, it just kind of gets boring. And that's kind of how it was a little bit, because last year I posted a fair bit. I don't know the exact amount of videos I posted, but I posted a good amount of videos. And and then this year, it just kind of took me a while to get started this year after Christmas break. And then I kind of put out a shitty video at the beginning of the year. And then I followed it up with something better. I think after that it was the Jackass video. And then after that it took a while. And then it took a little longer even after that for, I think then it was the Scooby-Doo video. I don't know. My timeline's kind of messed up because my brain kind of wandered a little bit. But yeah. But yeah, it's just this year it's kind of been a little weirder than normal, because this year is the least amount of videos I posted, but it's the most support I've gotten from like subscribers and whatever, and kind of the fastest that the channel has grown. Because I think on Saturday, I think the day started and it was like 290 subscribers, something like that, and then it ended with like 310, and I was just like, what the fuck? And it was the fastest the channel has gained. It's the most subscribers in definitely a long time it's the most subscribers in a long time, if not ever, that the channel has gained. So I just wanted to thank everyone. I wanted to do this stream just to thank everyone who has subscribed within the last month or so, and everyone who's ever subscribed and is watching this. But yeah, so for any of you who are new, my name's Trevor, and I make videos. But yeah, if there's anyone new who happens to not be subscribed, if you enjoy the content I make, the 2 videos I showed here today, and go and watch any of the other ones and you enjoy, please subscribe. And if you're watching on the second channel after the streams happened, go over to the main channel, youtube.com/TheDarkWolfShow. And yeah, if you enjoyed, please subscribe. It'd be very appreciated. And for anyone who wants any external stuff, these right here, these are the main social medias I have. The only social medias I have, not the main ones. They're the only social medias I have, Instagram and Twitter. I couldn't think of the other one, and as well as Twitch. All just the Dark Wolf Show. In the description, I have a Discord, so if you want updates and stuff like that, those are mostly there. So yeah, I'm gonna leave the stream here. Hope you enjoyed it.
Okay. Bye. Have a good one.